What up? What up? Okay, tree people. Better than no people, but not good. Tree people. Oh, the samurai's up in the house. What up, Sam? What up, Sambo? Old head. Yeah, I guess I am old. That's true. You're correct. I am old. Straight up and down. Straight up and down like 6 o'clock. Get my new iPhone today. Finally getting a new iPhone. For free almost. So I was in Target the other day, and they had these AT&T dudes like, who are you with? Sprint? I'm like, I'm with AT&T. Like, oh, hi, dope. And then I'm like, I get no reception in Connecticut with AT&T. And they're like, word? So they're like, yo, how much do you pay? And it turns out I pay too much, and I get up. My phone's mad old. I upgraded the phone for only like $5 a month. It was a Target promo, so my monthly bill's dropping, and I got the phone for like the equivalent of like I pay tax on each phone, so it's like $60 plus like $100. Each phone was like 100 instead of like 1,000. So chilling. Marco, I never got your opinion fully. Who you have winning? Who you have winning Saturday? Was your content with the draw? I had Pitbull winning. White guy in Target, nothing new. That's very racist. What's up, Tyson? How you doing, Chief? How's it going? How's it going? How are we doing? How are we doing? Yeah. So, yeah, I had Pitbull winning, but there was 2 rounds which I thought were swing rounds. So you give those to Roach, then Roach wins the fight. Or excuse me, it's a draw. I do think the 10-8 point deduction was bullshit. What's up, Jackie? I do think the deduction was bullshit. Um, so with the deduction, it could have been a draw, swing rounds. Without the deduction, Pitbull wins. You know what I'm saying? You feel me, CT?
What up?
I am gonna go look at some apartments in the Bronx today.
What down?
Right on the border of Westchester, though, like Riverdale type shit. I just want the rematch soon. Yeah, it's not happening. Kalia. What do you think of Inoue versus Nakatani? Inoue beats him.
Anyway,
They have to do a rematch. And I mean, Tank apparently just said that he's gonna fight Pitbull in the rematch, right? Or did he mean Roach?
I think it's Pitbull. He has to fight. He's running out of money.
He's running out of money?
Yeah, man. He's running out of money, man. Them ninjas, man. They got a floss. You know what I'm saying? He probably got like 7, 8 houses. You know what I'm saying? All them necklaces that he buy. You know what I'm saying? Come on,
I
man.
know. I think Floyd. Floyd's different with it. I mean, he made a lot more, but he also spends a lot more, gambles like a motherfucker. Like
Floyd damn near hit the $1 billion threshold, didn't he?
he made over $1 billion in his career, I
Yeah.
believe. Let me see. I believe he did. How much money did Floyd Mayweather gross in his career? I think it was $1 billion. Let's see. Over 1 billion. Yeah, over 1.1 to 1.2 billion. Yet he's fighting John Gotti's grandson twice.
That fight still going on.
They fought twice already. They might do a third for all I know. He's supposed to fight Mike Tyson in March. And that's such a money grab for both of them.
Bro, with my wife and daughter going on board.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna be right back. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Yeah. I cannot hear. Yo, yeah, you still on there? Jump in, man. What's up?
Okay. My bad. Wifey wanted something. Hello there, Greg. How's it going?
Marco, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hey, I've been watching you for the longest time, and don't let the numbers fool you. There's a lot of people watching you that may not sign up or whatever, but I had a quick question for you.
Sure.
I've watched several of your bouts that you put on stream, and I just wanted to ask you, what do you think was your toughest fight?
I mean, I only have a couple of my fights that were on because I didn't have that many fights. So I don't. There's really.
You look good.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I only had 5 pro fights, but only 1 was actually sanctioned. So you know, they were against no big name guys. So I've had a lot of tough sparring. A lot of that, for sure.
Yeah. So have you been sparring with anybody that we would know?
Yeah, a few. Yeah, Hector Camacho Jr.
Whoa.
A guy named Jake the Snake Rodriguez. He was in the 90s. A guy named Hino, Hollywood Hino. He was a top-rated cruiserweight. He was on the show The Contender. Who else? Yeah, I guess so many. I can't really remember.
Yeah, I know how it goes, buddy. Now, I had a question about this fight that's coming up with Jake Paul and, the Brit. I'm drawing a blank.
Anthony,
Joshua Anthony. What's your take?
Oh, I mean, I think Anthony Joshua is going to harpoon him with his right. That's what I think. Quickly, too. Quickly. I don't see it lasting more than 3 rounds.
Oh, yeah. I think you're being given a little grace saying 3 rounds personally, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Well, if you got a moment, I've got a little bit of a history here. My Uncle Greg was a World War II Seabee, and he also boxed Golden Gloves. And Sugar Ray Robinson came to Omaha, Nebraska, where my uncle lived, and they pitted them together in an exhibition match.
Oh, wow.
And I asked my uncle, well, how'd it go? And he said, I came out and I pasted him with a right across the lips. I said, wow, then what, Uncle Greg? He said he cut me to pieces for the next 4 rounds.
Where are you calling from, Greg?
I'm calling you from a little town called Waxhaw, North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a retired Navy deep sea diver chaplain and a huge boxing fan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I'm a fan of yours too, buddy.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Wow. So there's no footage of the fight with your uncle or the sparring with your uncle?
No, I've looked for decades for it. He passed away in 2006, but I've been looking for decades for any kind of footage on him, and there just isn't any that I can find. But his name was Gregory DeMarco, like my name. I'm his he's my namesake, or I'm his namesake, however that works.
Okay, so you're Italian.
And, Sicilian. And he was really a character, man. Tough man.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody you wanted to mess with.
Did you ever box yourself?
I did in the military, and I wasn't very good at it. I had a shoulder injury that really kept me from unlocking anything. My right shoulder.
Okay.
I was at a ship's picnic and got in a wrestling match with another shipmate, he fell down on top of me, and I broke my shoulder, and that was about it.
Oh wow, that sucks. Yeah, we have another. Our friend Shelton here was also in the military. I forget
Yeah.
what branch though. What were you in,
Yeah.
Shelton?
I'm sorry.
I was asking Sheldon. Sheldon, what branch of military were you in again?
I was in the U.S. Navy, and I was a corpsman
I
and a
was in
deep
the
sea
United
diver.
States Army.
Well, you were in the Army. Okay, okay. He
I
was
was
in
in
the
the
Army.
United States Army, the 1st Battalion, the 75th Ranger Regiment.
Hoorah!
Thank you.
But,
Thank you for
I
your
just-
service, sir.
Oh,
Yes,
thank you, buddy.
both of you guys.
I
Both of
just
you.
wanted to touch base with you, Marco. Marco, I'm sorry. I want to let you know that I really appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
And a lot more folks out there do too. I don't know why they're not signing up, but you know, that's their loss.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for calling in anytime.
Exactly.
Okay, buddy. Take
Who
care.
did, who, did,
All right.
who did his uncle spar again? Who was it?
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
about
wow.
19
The greatest
about
of all
19
time.
about 1953 or 4 is when it happened.
So Sugar Ray was a little older at that point, right?
Oh yeah, he had just gotten back from World War
The
II
greatest of all
in
time.
45.
He was 45.
No. He had just returned from the war in
And you said it was
1945.
1953 that they sparred.
I'm sorry?
You said it was 53 they sparred, 1953.
Yeah, I think it was about 52, 53.
Okay, so
and
he would have been about 31, 32 at that point, right?
oh,
Robin?
yeah.
Isn't old. I mean, it was old for then, sort of. You know, you
Yeah.
remember back then, whenever fighters, not even fighters, all athletes, up until like I want to say the 2000s, when they would hit 30, they thought you were finished.
Yeah, exactly. But then you have George Foreman, who's one of the favorites of my all-time.
Mormon, even Hagler. Hagler performed at the highest level into his early 30s.
Oh, you're talking my man now. And Marvelous Marvin, I've watched, I think, just about every fight he's ever had.
Yeah.
And the guy, you knew when Marvelous was showing up, he was going to be in shape and he was there to win. Take no prisoners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he is. I want to say the greatest middleweight of all
Exactly.
time. And see, it's tough because Sugar Ray Robinson was also a middleweight, but he really wasn't. Like when Sugar Ray Robinson lost his first fight to Jake LaMotta, it was for the middleweight title, but Ray still weighed in at 147.
Yeah.
For a lot of his middleweight bouts, he still came in at 147. He didn't put on a pound, and he started beating all of them anyway. So
Yeah.
I feel like Ray was really a welterweight, at heart. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I mean, it's too bad he had to come back to boxing, though, after he lost so much of his fortune. A lot of those guys lost a lot of money in those days.
Yeah, Joe Louis.
Yeah. Ended up being a doorman in, Las Vegas or something?
Oh, you know, a greeter. Yeah, he would just greet people like, yeah. Well, with Joe Louis, what the government did was really fucked up. When he went to the Army, I forgot, then I guess they were still drafting, so he had to go. He went, and while in the Army, he was having exhibition bouts. And all those bouts, I guess, would generate money for the Army. But they charged Joe Louis. They taxed him on it, but he didn't know he had to pay taxes on exhibition bouts for money that I don't even think he was receiving.
Oh man,
I'm pretty sure the funds went to the Army. So then that's how he got in awful debt in which he was buried until the day he died. He was in debt.
Oh man,
I want to just double check that. I don't want to give false information. I know it definitely had to do with the bouts. Let me see here. I'm going to double check. Why did Joe Louis owe so much to the IRS? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Something to do with the Perfect Storm. Okay. Okay. So in World War II fight purses, that's what he donated almost all of his World War II fight purses, yet the government taxed him on them. That's what it was.
Man,
That's
that is
crazy. That's
Straight.
That's-
He donated the entire proceeds of the fight with Max Baer and Billy Kahn to the Military Relief Fund. You two guys should appreciate that. And the fucking government taxed him on it.
Oh man, that's just you think somebody would have cut him some slack, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and they finally pardoned him after he was dead, but it's like, who the fuck? Just like they pardoned Jack Johnson after he died. But it's like, come on.
Yeah,
Maybe do it
exactly.
and they can appreciate it.
Exactly.
Yeah, Joe Louis is one of the very sad stories of fighters who had to come back, ruin, you know, their health, their legacy, and maybe not his legacy so much, but his health.
His health for sure.
For sure. I mean, he died relatively early. He started, you get a lot of you accumulate mental trauma when you fight, especially way past when you should be fighting.
Yeah. Well, you can only take just so many punches before it's going to start showing.
Yeah, and everybody gets hit, even the guys who are great in sparring. And it's 90% of damage is sparring. People don't realize that. It's not the fights; it's the sparring. It's the preparation. You know?
Exactly, man. Exactly. Well, has Manny Pacquiao had that return fight yet? I'm not sure.
No. They're
Coming
talking
up.
about.
It's coming
Go
up.
ahead, Shelton. Huh? What did you say, Shelton?
Him and Rolly Romero. Him
I
and
don't
Rolly
think-
Romero.
I don't think it's official though, is it?
No, that's they're in negotiations. They're talking about it now.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
he was supposed to fight Mayweather again. Remember, they were talking about that. That didn't happen.
Nah, nobody wants to see that, bro. No, nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, it gets to the point where some of these guys, I mean, I'm just waiting for one of them to get killed. You know, and sadly, I mean, I'm not for it, of course, but whew, tough.
Yeah. These guys.
I mean,
They go-
if you really love the sport and you want to see a competitive match, who wants to see a 46 and a 48-year-old guy fight?
Well, there
I
is a
don't wanna see-
nostalgic. There's a nostalgic element to that, where like I gotta admit, I wouldn't mind seeing it just for nostalgia. I know it's not going to be a competitive highest level like that it was, but just like that's why Tyson and Roy Jones did so well at the time. Besides the
Yeah.
fact that it was COVID, it was like whoa, and then they had all the old performers come out. It was a nostalgic throwback. So I think.
Exactly. That nostalgia really carries a lot of a weight for a lot of people, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Pacquiao's still fighting though. I mean, he's gonna still compete as a professional. He's not doing exhibitions, I don't think. He might get hurt because he's a shell of himself. His fight against Barrios clearly showed me that he's a shell of himself.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah. Well, hey, Marco, this is
And
Greg
I
again.
don't care.
Oh,
I
go
don't
ahead.
care what anybody says. Barrios carried him. Barrios
think so?
carried him.
I don't think so.
I saw he carried him.
I mean, look,
He carried him.
he was definitely very tentative. So there's only two explanations. One is he carried him. The other one is he was kind of almost starstruck, like respecting a legend. Those are the two. Because I agree with you, he definitely held back a little bit. Was very reserved.
Yeah.
If you hold him back, then you shouldn't be fighting it. Barrios need to be he need to be gone too, because you shouldn't be doing that.
You're right. Because Pacquiao was trying to take his fucking head off. I mean, barely tried, but he did try. That
I
version
mean,
of
but
Pacquiao.
see, here's the thing, right? And here's the thing. Here's the biggest thing we got to consider. We don't know what was said to Barrios in that dressing room.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I doubt that these are the kind of guys that are going to, listen to somebody essentially telling them to take kind of a quasi dive, if you know what I mean. I think they're too. I think they have too much pride in the craft.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, how long have there been dives in boxing though? How long have they been doing it?
forever.
Well, how long has there been a mafia?
Yeah, that's true. Yep. The mob is.
And you got to
behind-
remember, we all got to remember, those little brown envelopes have a lot of power.
Yeah.
Little brown envelopes. What's that mean? Money?
I guess maybe I'm not quite
Little brown
that
envelope.
cynical, but I'm close.
Yeah, little brown envelopes. They passed them envelopes around. You saw that last Saturday when you had one judge who had that fight 115, 111. You know envelopes have been passed.
Well, I kind of agreed with that scoring. I thought Pitbull beat him by that personally. That's me though.
I do too.
115, 111?
I had it 116, 111.
You must have got an envelope too. You must have got an envelope too.
I wish.
Yeah, send me one.
Yeah, I'll take it. What? So you had Pitbull losing, Shelton?
I had it a draw. I was okay with Pitbull winning. I was okay with Lamont Roach winning. I was not okay with 115, 111. I was not okay with that.
You know, and a lot of people say that. You know, I saw it that way, but you know, a lot of people say that, and I mean, I don't agree with the punch stat numbers. That it looked like Pitbull was landing more to me, but you know, we're not perfect. There's human error, so maybe I missed something. But Pitbull, if you look at their faces,
that's what makes it interesting. If everybody thought the same, if everybody saw the same thing, the world would be boring.
Yeah. Well, that's why sometimes I kind of wish boxing was a little more absolute. So, like with basketball, right?
Yeah.
Ball goes in the hoop, 2 points, no matter what, or 3, one of the two. In boxing, like I wish there was a way to just add the points and somehow decipher power with versus no power. I think if that could somehow be calculated with AI or something where it's accurate, you'll never get a loser. Whoever landed more, somebody get a phone call. Whoever landed more, oh, that's oval. Whoever landed more wins, or you do a ratio. All right, two weak shots will equal 1 point or 2 points, and one power shot will equal 2 points.
Yeah.
You know, one weak shot equals 1 point. You know, that kind of thing. So then, you know what I mean? Like if you just balance the ratio for it and have a formula for it, it could be like basketball. It could be an absolute, and there's no more. You know, I think so. Effective aggression. It's like no. I mean, because the object of the sport is what? Get hit.
But that's what us old guys hate now about football, basketball, and baseball. All of us old guys hate replay because it takes away from it. The call is made. The call is what it is. You either play through it. You can play through it.
I don't like that.
See, for me,
play through it.
Fun Truck, record your sparring, and tonight when I go live, we'll go over it. Okay, record it. Don't be a big fat wussy. What'd you say, Hayes?
I was just going to say, I think to be a judge, you should have at least like a certain amount of amateur fights or like some professional fight experience.
Absolutely.
Right. I agree.
Absolutely. But, you know, maybe not, because being a fighter, anybody on the couch can see if a punch lands or if it doesn't. Anybody on the couch could see if somebody's aggressive, if they're not. The thing that you don't know, and you fought, right, Hayes? You had
I've had 6 fights.
6. So okay, so you know. So the one thing that being on the couch can't teach us, that we know from being in the ring, are things like mentally how strong you have to be, how tired you get, what certain things make you exhausted, what certain things are harder to figure out. But those don't necessarily fall in line with judging. So maybe it doesn't matter for judging. What do you think?
You know, Marco, I was always wondering with today's technology why they couldn't put some kind of a chip in the glove or something, you know, that would record those things. I don't know if it would last beyond the first round, but you know, I'm just
right. It would have to be impact resistant.
Because of the water. I would think because of the water.
Yes, it'd have to be impact and waterproof. But also, how can a chip determine? Maybe it can if it's landing on a scoring spot. Scoring spot is anywhere here.
Yeah.
Not, you know, or sometimes the back of the head if the person's going down, and the body. How can it determine a shoulder between like a mandible? How?
Yeah. You know, those are all really good questions and very incisive for sure. But, you know, with today's technology, there's got to be, you know, some kind of a way to determine that. I don't know.
Maybe there is. You know, I don't know. Maybe but it's tough. Maybe at some point it'll be a little chip that has a camera, so it sees what it's hitting. Maybe. Go ahead, Sheldon.
I think you take away from the sport when you take out the human element. That's just me, though.
Well,
By me playing sports, I played organized sports for a while. I boxed for a while. So I think the human element, for me, is what makes it what it is.
Well, but is it fair that somebody trains for 8 weeks to 12 weeks, risk their lives, can leave certain fights, permanent damage, eyes permanently fucked up? Is that fair that they go through all that and then because of a bullshit call, they lose?
I've seen people retire because of that.
Well,
let me tell
I've seen people be on the wrong end of a decision and then just retire.
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys what fair is.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you what fair is, Marco. Fair is a place where they judge pies and give ribbons for the best pig.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's the only fair.
Oh, man. Come on, buddy.
I know this. This ain't 1940. This ain't 1960. This ain't 1980. This ain't 1990. Every sport has evolved and changed. Boxing got to change, man, because this is ridiculous. This is the only sport that hasn't changed. I haven't done anything to protect the fighters for clean wins or draws that doesn't deserve. Like, this is ridiculous.
And CT, and you see what's happening now. People they're trying to amend the Ali Act, and everybody's going crazy. Oh, maybe it's because Dana White's involved. I don't watch MMA. I hear he's a dirtbag. He doesn't pay people, whatever. But we know Turkey's involved, and we know Turkey pays people. So the only way that you can change it and make it into a league or an association where there's rules, where people are held culpable, where they're enforceable, is to have a league. And if you have a kind of a league, the Ali Act cannot stand as it is because it alone prevents any kind of a league. Not on purpose, but that's what it does. So my point is, you're right, CT, but even when people are trying to create something, you have people who don't even know much about the Ali Act. Oh, the Ali, look what they're trying to do. The Ali Act. Do you even know what the Ali Act does? Do you even know?
They're trying to change our sport. They're trying to control it.
The Ali Act is a federal law, but enforcement and penalties are statewide. Each state can choose how to enforce, how to penalize, and there's no criteria in the law saying this is the punishment. This is what you have to do if somebody violates. All that law really does, I believe, is for contracts. That's the best it can do. Certain contracts.
Do you know what they need to remove? Having referees being able to judge a fight, that's the worst thing in boxing as well. Like,
they don't really do that in America anymore.
Well, see over here in the UK, they still do that a lot, right? And I've seen so many robberies with that happening. Like,
well, why though? I mean, the ref is right there. You don't think he has the best?
Because no, it's not even to do with that. I feel like these fights are just fixed, man. It's always these fights, right? It's always like a young prospect versus a journeyman. Then they've got the referee judging it. Right. And I've seen the journeyman punch the young prospect about so many times, and then the referee just raises the prospect's hand. Like, happens too many times. It's just one person that's there to make that decision. Like, there's not 3 people for someone else to give a different opinion. It's just his call, and that's the winner, and that's it.
Right. Yeah, they don't do that. They don't do that in the U.S. anymore. Hayes, I can't think of the last time I've seen it. That was something maybe that stopped in the 70s.
Yeah, UK's still prevalent with that.
Do you think the ref taking a point from Pitbull was warranted? No, of course not. Of course not. I think it should be 2 ringside judges.
Wasn't warranted?
Why? Because it was one low blow, and then you took a point away for the second one. And the second one, by the way, was low, but it was like in the hip area behind the back where it doesn't hurt. It's not going to affect the fighter. But you don't, for 2 low blows, you take a point away. No, they usually let the dudes go 3. I mean, look at Galata versus Riddick Bowe. Galata literally threw a 6 extra crispy piece at Bowe's nuts. Like, 2 punches and you take a point away?
Yeah, you're right.
Isn't that up to the ref's discretion, though? Isn't that
up
to the ref's discretion?
And that's the problem with boxing.
Isn't that what you said? Is that what
and
you
that's
said
the problem.
when Tank
Yes.
took a knee? Is up to the referee's discretion?
And I didn't agree
Ain't
with
that
that
the same
either.
thing?
I didn't agree with that either. It is. That's what the rules state. Well, there's no rules. The rules are the ref, but that's part of the problem. There should be somebody.
Okay.
There should be somebody at ringside, at least 2 people who can override it on the spot. No. There should be, you know what I mean? Like a manager almost. No. You know, somebody who could look at instant replay or somebody who can make a judgment call and override bad decisions. Because it has to be done in real time. Because that's right. But then now you have to spend more money with more resources and get more. You have to have a lot more people involved to make the sport better. And there's no money for that, especially with low-level club shows like that I fought in. But the big-time fights, that could be no problem.
Right.
Maybe that's how we start. Do that with just the big-time fights. Or the league, if he opens a league, every fight should, because this league is probably going to be all elite fighters, I would assume. They're not going to let every single fighter who's licensed in all 50 states be a part of it just automatically. They should hold drafts. They should hold, just bring in the cream of the crop and make it a real prestigious league. So now you still have the fights that we see now in the bars and the gymnasiums and the church basements, but those will have scouts even, and dudes will be coming like, oh, okay, let's talk. You want a contract in the league? You look good, that kind of thing. Or they'll keep their eye on the amateur circuit, do the same thing. I think
that league will just make it so much easier for them to manufacture fighters.
To manufacture fighters? What do you mean by that?
Like, just have like these people where they might have like close fights on their come up, but every single decision just goes their way. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know. I know a lot of people are talking about it's a lot easier to be corrupt if there's one person controlling it, but it's so corrupt now.
I know, I agree, but like even like this thing with like Mateus getting allowed to fight in the threshold thing and all that, like, and then like the thing with the Foster Fulton fight getting a 135 interim title on the line, like there's corrupt decisions getting made every week in boxing, but I feel like that's got to be worse in that one league thing.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And look, there's tons of leagues, right? Isn't there a European soccer like in
European soccer's got like top 5 like major leagues, and then it's got like so many leagues below that as well. It's like all different leagues.
But there's still people who call all the shots and make all the decisions.
There is governing bodies. Yep.
Right. So it's the same thing that all other major sports deal with. How come for boxing suddenly
No, it's like each league has its own like governing body that makes the rules. It's not like one governance kind of overall sort of thing for them. But
so this is an interesting point. So when Turkey went to Shiraz, well, Mo, while that was unprofessional, absolutely unprofessional, it wasn't illegal. I'm pretty unless he was talking about the official cards, which he shouldn't know. I'm pretty sure he was talking about either the unofficial cards or his opinion.
I think he went over and looked. I think he looked on the table at one of the judges before he went over.
That's fucked up. But that's not even legal. You can't do that. So like, and so the athletic commission would have fucking did something, or maybe they. That's
what are they going to do to Turkey, man?
But it does look bad. It's unprofessional if you're the head of something to do that. But it's just him rooting. Like, it's boxing. We're all going to root for people.
Marco, but he's clearly got a bias towards Hamza Shiraz. Like, the fact...
Sure, but as long as that doesn't affect the judging, who the fuck cares?
It's affecting his objectivity when it's coming towards, like, the fights. Do you know what I mean? He's clearly got a bias, like, and everybody can see it. Like, all the public can see.
He does.
So it's not fair then. Like, really, he's going to make, like, favourable decisions towards Shiraz. He's already done that just now. Like, this Shiraz versus Mbili, like, what, for beating fucking Berlanga? He didn't even win the WBC at 160. Now fucking Turkey's giving him another WBC belt at the weight class above.
With him fighting Mbili. No, I don't think there's any problem with any of that. I think there's only a problem if somebody's going to lose a fight unfairly. If it affects the outcome of a fight.
I just don't.
What you said. I'm sorry, but what you said earlier about having a couple of people that can override a decision, I believe you said, I think there's some merit to that, because how many times have we seen a slip called a knockdown and a knockdown called a slip?
Yep.
Tons
of things. Headbutts that were caused by a punch or called unintentional or vice versa. So many different things that a simple instant replay can fix. Simple. Judges make mistakes. They have all the adrenaline. They're not judges. Excuse me. Referees.
Instant replay in boxing.
Yo, I'll just have to say
Instant
something, Marco,
replay.
because
Come on,
you touched on
man.
this
Really?
Go ahead, Tom.
topic.
Go ahead.
CT doesn't give Roach the credit that he deserves. The fight that he should have won against Tank, CT will say, you can't hold on to that draw. When you go back at the record books, you can't hold on to that draw because it doesn't show that you won. But CT has to understand that should have been a win for Lamont Roach. And Marco, you touched on this. Like you go your entire boxing career for that, that margin within like that's so close to victory, but you're pulled back from victory and you get a draw and you never get the recognition. You don't get the win because the ref should have counted that knee that Tank took as a knockdown, and that would have completely changed the scorecards. So boxing is fucked, man. We're so desensitized to robberies and bad calls.
But the problem is you can't do it after the fact. I agree with if Tank knew it was a 10-8, he would have fought differently maybe. And so would have Roach.
Yeah.
But that's why it has to be, like I said, in real time, on the spot, somebody to override.
Now, how do you know that? No. Stop. How do you know that? You don't know.
How do you not know it? How do you not know he wouldn't though? That's the point.
That's my whole point. You don't. So you can't make that judgment. If he would know this, he would have fought different. You don't know that.
Right. Exactly.
You don't know.
You don't know it either. He could have. So that's
not a statement you should make because you don't know. You may think he would have fought different. You may assume
it's feasible
based on prior performances. He would have fought different, but you don't know that.
It's very feasible. It's very possible.
So what?
You can't
it's
change
also
the outcome
feasible
of a
that
fight.
winning the lottery tonight. A lot of things are feasible.
That's a little different. Winning the lottery is like 1 in a billion. That's why I don't believe in changing the outcome of fights after the fact. You can't do it. You can't. But on the spot, in the moment, you could go in there and override something. They do it all the time in basketball. You know what I mean?
They did it with Devin Haney's win. I mean, Devin Haney's loss.
That's after the fact. Yeah, and that I understand because when drugs are involved.
Marco.
Okay, but that makes sense, and that should be stricter. And but there's so many things that can be done, but I don't think.
Bro, we all know that's BS, bro. When has anyone ever taken a knee, gone to the corner, and did all of that, and not had to point this far?
Not only is it
when, bro?
Since he was 8 years old, the referee has refed hundreds of bouts. How the fuck do you not call that a knockdown? It's incomprehensible for me to be in boxing for as little as I have and understand that's a knockdown, but the referee didn't count it. And the fighter didn't think it was going to be counted as a knockdown.
And you guys are getting pissed at the ref. I'm pissed at the rules or lack thereof. That's what
when like LeBron grabs the referee's hand and goes and he's like, escort that person. He called me a baby. That's what Tank did with that referee. He's like, what do you mean? I'm the A side. Like, right. he acted like a grown child. He's like, no, come on, don't take a point from me. And
again, I'm pissed at the lack of rules. That's the fault right there, because the refs know. They go in there being like, yeah, whatever I choose, whatever I say goes. It's all good.
A knee is a knee.
I think the WBA, they should have said, right, like, they should have made Tank rematch Roach, and if he doesn't, then the belt becomes vacant and Roach fights number 1.
Boxing
letting Tank fuck about like this, like Tank's going and making the fight with Jake Paul and then wasting Roach's time. Roach is sitting thinking he's getting a fight, then he's not getting a fight.
They're not going to do that because, but if they do that, Hayes, they lose their percentage. They're not going to do that because
they ordered the rematch.
They're not going to do that.
They ordered
make him
the
do
rematch.
Anything he doesn't want to do because they want the money that he generates.
But so it's like they're enforcing the rules, ordering a rematch, but they're not going through with it.
The money he generates is more important than any rule they can make up. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
So basically, anybody that can sell some tickets and some pay-per-views, as soon as they win a belt,
to them than the belt or any rule that they make up.
No, exactly.
It's all about the money.
So the fighters, so the popular fighters are running the sanctioning bodies. That's what you're saying. The popular
Right.
fighters run the sanctioning bodies.
Yes. Yes.
Right, so it's
Yes.
bullshit, man.
Canelo runs the WBC. Yes. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, clearly
It
Tank
is.
runs the
It is.
WBA as well
But-
then, because
Yes.
how they
Yes.
fucked Lamont
Yes.
Roach over. Like, I see me personally, right? I actually think Pitbull probably just nicked that fight, but I actually want to see Lamont Roach get another good fight because of what's happened with him. Like, I think it's not fair. And honestly, man, like, this just
Yeah,
keeps happening
I
week
think it's
after week.
fucked up too.
Boxing
I
is
think I
getting out
agree
of
with
hand.
you. I agree with you 100%. I agree with you.
How do you make a superstar champ without the belts, though? That's how they got the corner market.
Well, Virgil Ortiz is
I
about
guess
to
we
get
finna
fucking.
find out, huh, CT? Hey, CT, I guess we finna find out, huh, when they do this TKO league.
Nah, blind faith.
Hey, one of the things I was thinking, guys, is who was that fighter? Was it Mayorgas that they found plaster in his gloves?
That was Margarito.
Margarito. And yet
Antonio
he
Margarito. Yeah.
and yet he was allowed to come back and fight again. That should have been an instant lifetime ban. And it just drove me crazy.
Facts.
Why? I mean, if there are rules, and
So this is the thing
something like that is a major bozo no-no.
Yeah, matter of fact, what was the suspension time on that? Because he fought Mosley and then Cotto
2
got
years.
his get back.
I don't even know if
think
he
it was
got a
year or 2
suspension.
years. Oh, he got suspended. Yeah, he got suspended. I remember he got
I
suspended.
know he
still
got
remember how long
fined,
ago.
but I don't know if he got suspended. I think he got fined
Yeah, I don't recall
Look it up for
exactly
us,
what
Marco.
happened
You got
to
your
him.
laptop right
because he
there.
fought Mosley right after that, and then he fought Cotto.
Exactly, you're right.
Look it up, Marco. You
Which
got
one?
the computer right there. Look it up for us.
Margarito. I don't know if
suspended.
he had a real suspension because I think his suspension allowed him to fight Mosley within the time.
Let's see.
He got fined,
Yeah.
and wasn't that Robert Garcia's fighter?
You don't know, sir? Let's see.
Well, and how many times have we seen a
No,
fighter?
it was Nacho. That was Nacho Beristain was the school trainer, I think. I think Nacho was the trainer.
Yeah.
After well, you know what it is? They found it, but he didn't actually fight with it. So maybe the dumb rule is like, well, since he didn't actually use it, they don't suspend him. Or, you know what I mean? I don't know, which is fucked up, but maybe that's.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, but they went back on what was his name? They just went.
Well, so he fought Mosley, and that's where they found the plaster before Mosley.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Mosley. It
And
was
he got
Mosley's
knocked out in
coach,
the Mosley
but
fight.
but it was Cotto. It was Cotto the fight before that.
Yes,
It was Cotto, right?
yes, he was suspended after they found the plaster.
But haven't they just gone back and taken fighters? What was the fighter that beat Dillian White? They just took a
Povetkin.
bunch of his fights away, right? Because they went back and found
Alexander
that he popped.
Povetkin.
Yeah, there you go.
Alexander
So I'm
Povetkin.
saying, but they didn't do that with Margarito.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
they
true.
revoked Margarito's license, suspended him for at least 1 year.
And then he came right back and fought Mosley and then fought Cotto right after that.
Yeah,
So they
Margarito
just
passed
suspended
him.
him just in time enough for him to fight Mosley.
So he so a year later, Texas gave him a license. And again, this is the problem in boxing. It's not unified. It's each state can do whatever the fuck they want, as opposed to like, no, you know what I mean? And there should be. It's so clear to just have a rule. If somebody's found with plaster in their gloves, I believe they should be kicked out for good.
See, that's the thing, because then what? Conor Ben got caught. Then somebody sanctioned him to fight, and then they dropped it. It's just like, did y'all hear Matias is cleared?
What Matias got found like that?
No, Matias got popped. Matias just popped for Osterine. Then they did the B sample. They said it was cleared. Now he's fighting Dalton Smith.
And that's okay. And
Nah, they didn't even look at the
what I heard is the real reason that they cleared him is because they trying to push Matias and Cruz.
Huh.
I read into that, and it said they didn't ever look at the B sample because the original sample was under the quote-unquote threshold in that state. So
Yeah,
there's
they
no
saying
reason for them to look at it.
They overturned it.
Yeah, I know, but it's crazy they're not even looking at the B sample. Like, they're just going, that A sample was 0.085. It's under
Which
the
is crazy.
threshold. Yeah, and then they're just like, fuck even looking at the B sample, he's
They
clean,
trying to
let's
push
go. Like,
Matias
fuck
who?
that.
Now they did all of that with Ryan. They did all of that with Conor Ben, and now Matias gets cleared. But look, check this out. Check this.
They
Who
trying
just
to put.
didn't
You
fight
said
on this
they
card,
trying to
y'all?
put.
Hold on.
You said they
Who
trying to
just
push
didn't fight
Matias
on
and
this
who?
card for the same shit that Matias just popped for? Who didn't fight on this card?
Bitch ass Janet back.
Who
Janabek. So think about that for a second.
was it? Was it
Janabek
Osprey?
didn't fight, but
Was it
they
Osprey?
cleared Matias.
Nah,
The
Janabek was
whole card
something
fell
else.
apart. The whole card fell
Jana-
apart.
Janabek was meldonium he tested positive for.
Matias popped first.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, see that meldonium that Janabek tested positive for, that's strictly banned. There's not even a
Wait,
threshold in that.
Matias
That's
was
just-
supposed to fight this past weekend?
No, Matias is supposed to fight Dalton Smith. It's still going on.
Oh.
They just overturned his negative test or his positive test. They overturned it. They
I'm not
overturned it.
Smith in that.
Look,
you
we're not
overruled
saying they
it.
cleared it because of beat. They overturned it.
Huh.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. They
But you gave a
overturned it
reason,
though.
CT. Why? You said they were pushing something. Matias and who? Who they pushing?
No, this is blind faith show.
That's racist.
Oh,
Sheldon.
blind faith. What did they say?
Yeah,
That's
because
said
they trying to
Matias
push.
and who?
They trying to push
They
the
pushing the
Matias
kids.
versus Pitbull Cruz fight.
Yeah, I hope Dalton Smith takes that belt.
They trying to push the. They trying to push the Cruz fight versus Matias. And then because look, who just called out Cruz again? Tank, right? Tank ain't called out. No, he said, hell no, Cruz don't deserve no rematch in the ring. He ain't mentioned no Cruz. The only person who mentioned Cruz was Calvin. And supposedly Tank and Calvin had this blah, 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 whatever. But there was no mention of Matias Cruz. It was always Hitchens Cruz or Russell Cruz. But now Hitchens is screaming, Haney, all of them. But now they pushing for the Cruz Matias fight, which is my Matias's positive got overturned. It's not because of the B sample, it got overturned. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's different. It got overturned.
Richardson Hitchens is a chicken, man.
When they already showed that Puello was going to take the fight.
Man, sometimes it's so frustrating being a boxing fan. It's like it's the only sport where you can fight for a world championship belt and you can negotiate a weight rehydration
You can
clause.
negotiate everything, Fun Truck. I say
I
this
know
all the time.
the horse
Everything.
feathers in the glove and no other sport, and then you have to negotiate the drug testing and who's going to be sending the samples where, and like what the fuck, man. There's no organization or structure to this, but it's difficult, because then you have different sanctioning bodies and rules in different states. So, oh no,
It's ridiculous. It's you can negotiate anything you want
And now
And then-
Ryan about to fight Barrios. That's crazy. Off of
for a
Osterich.
belt too.
In a new weight class. Like, man,
47. Yeah.
just like Devin. Devin ain't pop, but, he just go up. He didn't win.
Yeah. It's insane.
Nah, but technically Devin retained his WBC 140 belt, so he could just move up in it.
Because it was a no contest. Because it was called a no contest. But
How
that's
far
why.
back-
That's the
Marco,
loophole
since-
right there.
Boxing. You've been watching boxing longer than I have. When did the A side try to gain all of the advantages in terms of the
Floyd
negotiation
Mayweather.
prior to the fight?
Floyd Mayweather.
He's the one that sort of started that.
He's the one. He might not be the one who started it, but he's the one who glamorized it and publicly talked about it.
When did that A side shit start? The A
Floyd
side,
Mayweather.
B side, different side of the street.
Mayweather. Floyd
Okay.
Mayweather had to. Let me get the super chat. Mo, thank you. Ryan versus Ben gonna sell out Wembley. Yeah, probably. Floyd got done like that against Oscar, and he's like, "Well, fuck this. Nobody's ever doing that to me again." That he didn't like feeling he got sunned, he got herbed, so now he did it to everybody else. That's how it started.
Okay,
Wait.
were there any fights in the 90s that like a champion included a weight rehydration clause?
I don't know about rehydrations, but I know guys who wanted to fight Sugar Ray Leonard would take any conditions because they just wanted to get in there with him.
Sure, like pay's one thing, but I'm talking about handicapping the fighter.
Yeah, no, anything. Like I don't really know the details, but if Sugar Ray wanted certain gloves, they'll go for it. Certain size ring, which you could view as a handicap, they'll do whatever.
Absolutely. The ring card where Devin Haney and Brian Norman fought, I think that was an 18 by 18.
And like another thing, what if the NBA decided to just use different size fucking courts? Like, what do they? Every rink should be the same size. It's
Or one team doesn't get to drink water during the entire game.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Yeah, sorry, you can't drink water in this fight. Oh, okay, cool. Fucking crazy.
it's sad, dude. Because then we get I don't know. It's just hard to
But
be a
that's
fan.
why
'cause
there's
then you
so
come-
that's why there's so many sanctioning bodies and so many different belts, because each belt got its own rules and its own stipulations. So then you can manipulate what's what. That's what helped. That's how they flood the market. You got this silver belt, you got this world belt, you got this silver belt, you got this world champion, you got this Euro belt, you got this WBA belt, you got this super belt, you got all of these different champs for the same commission in the same weight class with all these different stipulations. So you don't know who got to do what belt hold what. You just know, oh, you got another champion. So it's just flooding the market. It's just how you flood the market.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, the sanctioning bodies don't mean shit to 99% of boxing because they only matter for champions, and the majority of boxing, of fights, have nothing to do with, they're not fighting for belts.
Well, the rankings too, though, because why the champ fighting the number 6 dude and fighting instead of fighting is mandatory?
Yeah, the rankings matter to certain people, right? And that's another thing. Like, you're gonna have 4 different rankings. Come on, come on.
Like Andy Cruz was ranked fast as shit. Lomachenko came in ranked fast as shit. Like how you do that? How you fight for a belt in your second off just because you're an amateur? That don't happen, bro. That don't happen, bro.
Well, know that the rankings can be manipulated by money, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what the belts. That's what the belts is for. That's what I think Crawford was saying. That's what the belts for. Because what's the goal, right? How do you come out of the answers to become a champ? So what you do? You get a belt. You get a silver belt. You get a world belt. You get this belt. Then you get this belt. Then you get the elimination title. Then you get the world belt. It's all about these belts. That's how you get the glamour. That's how you get the glamour, the fame, and then that's how you get the name, and then you get this dude with this belt and all of that.
Yeah.
Instead of just fighting the fights.
But see Andy Cruz, seeing his first fight, he fought that fucking, what's his name, Burgos, right? And see that guy? See every other person that's been fighting him, like Devin Haney was like 20-0 when he fought him. Keyshawn Davis was like 8-0 just before that, fought him. There's a few other big names that have fought him that had a lot of fights, and then Andy Cruz takes people like that on his very first fight. Do you know what I mean? That's how guys like that move so fast.
Yeah,
because they're not fighting like 10 absolute bums before they get to that level. Like they're just going straight in.
I mean, look at Madrimov. Madrimov fought Crawford, 10 fights?
Yeah, but Madrimov just fought Kurbanov in like his 9th fight or something like that and took the world title off him. And that Kurbanov fought Liam Smith before that, who'd had like 35 pro fights, being a former world champ. So you need to put context into it all.
So in a way, was what, champion at 6 fights?
I tell you how Lomachenko could fight for the belt because he won an international title in his first fight.
Exactly.
No, he lost to Salido. He lost to Salido. Then
his very first fight.
Before that, he won. He won.
His very first fight.
His first fight, he lost to Salido, and then off of the loss to Salido, he fought for the
Salido was his second fight.
Salido was the second. They fought a guy called Ramirez his first fight. He had like
stopped
30
him.
fights.
Stopped him, taking his international belt off him, so that gets him an automatic top 15 ranking. And then a competition.
So how you do that in your first fight?
He's a double Olympic gold medalist, mate. Like he had like 350 fights and only lost one.
Guillermo Rigondeaux didn't get that.
He won a title, but he started on his fourth fight.
Guillermo Rigondeaux was 2-time too.
Because the promoters are willing to put them in with fights like that and spend money on the opponents because they know they're confident that fighter will win. But that's because the promoters are willing to back it because they've got the money to do it. They don't care. Like they know that Lomachenko will beat that Ramirez guy, so they're willing to put the money up for the fight. Because anybody with a pair of eyes could tell.
All of those dudes were Bob's fighters too.
Aye,
All of
and
those dudes that we talking about.
none of the Americans are going in to fight somebody at 30 and on their first fight. It's just simply not happening, is it? So, use
Why
it
you
money.
ain't
Marco.
this?
No, because
Because
that's
it's
what
a
happens.
business. Because look, we gotta remember. Look, this is a
Look, Jake,
fucking
look.
business. This before we was here, they was doing this business. They had this business of boxing going. The
No,
boxing,
because
the business about before us. We purists and we think about boxing and all the corrupt. But there would be no boxing if there wasn't corruption.
no,
Period. It's
no,
as fucked up as it is, there
no.
would be no boxing today if there wasn't corruption back then. Because Jack Johnson was facing corruption. So we know it
Aye,
was
but like,
corruption before Jack Johnson, and
well,
that's when we was
And
finding
that's
the
why
shit
out.
the
was
sanctioning
corrupt in
bodies are there.
UK back in the day, and the shit was corrupt in Ireland and Scotland back in the day. It's always been corrupt, no matter
I
where
mean,
it's
because if
at.
you think about fighting, it always started in the back. It started with the mobs and the gang. It started
And
with that.
that's why
It started with
that's why
my
the
dude
sanctioning
fights
bodies are
your
there.
dude, and we put money on the floor. That's how it started, and then it got bigger and got bigger. It's just like
Excellent.
It's just like bare knuckle boxing.
Right.
And that's why
So
sanctioning
Roman
bodies are
Empire
needed,
shit.
though,
getting
yeah?
on Marco's platform talking
Roman
about America
Empire
shit.
shit.
That's not
No.
just us, it's all these motherfuckers.
Well, Shelton, no. When was the last
Don't
time you
blame
seen an
us.
American? When was the last time you seen an American take on somebody in their first 5 or 6 fights for a world title? Because the Japanese amateurs, top elite amateurs, do it. The Eastern Europeans do it. We have fucking British fighters and American fighters. All they want to do is get 20 fights, 20 tans. Like you got a
Yeah,
guy like
no,
Jaleel Whitmer.
you're right.
You're right.
Because look,
Wait,
because what
You're
you
right.
talking
You're
about?
right.
Look,
You're right.
over there, the champions getting all the money. Over here in America, they make all the money off of the fights, off the big names. So you don't really have to be a champion. Yeah, they got the belt, but that's the glamour, that's the glory. What
when
it
was the
is the
last
fights and the
elite?
streams.
When was
That's
the
why
last elite American amateur?
Probably
the
Keyshawn Davis.
Floyd,
Andre
Keyshawn,
Ward.
yeah, probably
Andre
Keyshawn,
Ward.
Shakur,
Andre Ward.
Keyshawn.
I actually
Andre
think the
Ward.
last gold medal was
Andre
Ward.
Ward.
The
Was the
last
last
gold
one.
medal,
Andre
but if you
Ward.
saying like good was Shakur and Keyshawn because they both silvered.
No, he
Like,
said
I-
elite. He
listen,
didn't say good. He said elite. He said
no,
elite.
I mean, they
The
gonna be
last
Shakur was
elite.
elite
only, Shakur was
amateur.
very young as well,
No,
and
they
so was
were good, but they
Keyshawn.
didn't win. They were good, but
Come
they
on.
didn't win. The last
It go-
elite amateur was Andre Ward.
Hey, how about this, Shelton? Robisi has lost how many times, and he won. Shakur got silver. How many times he
Right.
lost? Who fought the better competition?
But we know.
Who
Rubisa.
fought the better
that
competition so
goes
far?
back. But that
Rubisa.
goes back to what Mick was saying. We knew when Robisi came out that he was trash. Everybody who had eyes knew Robisi Ramirez wasn't shit.
I ain't gonna say he was
Ah,
trash,
I don't know
but
about that.
you
I've
having
seen
a-
know his style fit the amateur
With the
style
Shelton.
better
You're
than
having a
it fit
laugh
the
here,
pro
Shelton.
style.
You think he's like?
Huh?
I'm not
Do you
gonna say
think
he's
he's
trash. You
trash?
can't say he's
Robisi
trash
Ramirez
because
He's
he won the
always
medal.
extreme with it.
Robisi Ramirez ain't
Always
shit.
extreme
And he
with
ain't
it.
never gonna be shit again.
Yeah, you
World
can't say
title,
that.
world
That's
title
crazy,
holder,
bro.
won a world title. 2
Huh?
Olympic golds and a world title, and he's maybe 29, and you're saying
But I get
he's
what you're
trash.
saying because there was a lot
He'll
of them.
never
So
win
you
it.
saying
Hey,
he
he'll
could be
never
the
win it
next
again. I bet you he'll never win it again.
you
I
said
bet you
so
never
Shelton, you saying he
Ramirez
could be the
win a
next
world
Gamboa?
title again.
I do.
Never.
Shelton,
Yeah,
are you saying Robisi can be the next Gamboa? Is that what you're saying?
No,
Rubisa should have
Gamboa
been
was
better. No,
he
Rubisa should have
was
been better than
Robisi was
Gamboa.
hope.
He should have been,
Robisi
but is
was
he
hope
gonna
to
be?
be
Under
It's
the
Gamboa.
just like
table.
Andy
Gamboa
Cruz.
was on
Is
the pound
Andy
for
Cruz
pound
gonna be
list.
that good?
Gamboa was
No,
the only
no,
division champion. Gamboa
name
was
him.
an elite fighter. Robisi
He
Ramirez would
was.
hope to be
No,
Gamboa.
no, no, no. Rubisa Ramirez is twice the talent that fucking Gamboa was as an amateur. It's not even close. Gamboa didn't even win a gold. What are you on about, Shelton?
No,
At least
we
know what you're
talking about
talking about.
Yeah.
we just talking about
At least
height.
you know.
We just talking about height, Mick.
Rubisa's a two-weight Olympic champion and a
So
world
what?
champion. Oh,
And he
well,
got to the pros and he's trash.
you're telling me that Gamboa was a better fighter, was a less talent
Yes.
than Rubisa?
He was
A
a
better
better
talent,
pro
Rubisa.
fighter. He was a better
Well,
professional
he was
fighter than
proposed to
Robisi
be.
Ramirez.
He was supposed
Yes,
to,
he
like you
was.
said, Mick. He was supposed to be a great talent, but he didn't turn out to be like. That's what I'm saying.
What
Like
age did Gamboa turn pro?
what?
Huh?
What age did Gamboa turn pro?
What age?
Okay, let me ask you this.
Rubisa Ramirez is
Pound for
done
pound?
more than
Hold on,
Gamboa
Mick.
at this
Hold
stage
on,
in life.
hold on,
Simple.
Mick. What pound for pound list was Robisi Ramirez ever on?
Gamboa
Ever.
is old. Gamboa done that later in his career. Rubiz isn't even the same age as when Gamboa was doing that. Rubiz has done stuff
will
when Gamboa was still an amateur. So,
We will
like
see what Robisi Ramirez turns out to be. He would pray that he is as accomplished as Gamboa.
I'll
We're
tell
gonna
you
see what
what.
Robisi and Andy Cruz turn out to be, and Shakur and Keyshawn, because they
See,
all
that's-
young, and they all
Nah,
young for
come on.
real. So we gonna see
Shakur's a
what
three-way
all of
world
them turn
champion.
out to
Come
be.
on. Like,
Because look, think about it. We was all hype on Tank before Tank
Shakur's
started
done.
doing Tank shit. Now
Shakur's
now
done
we
double
looking
what
at Tank
Tank
like, oh,
started.
what Tank about to do? So you know,
Y'all
you
y'all
never
Shakur's
you
done
talk
like Marco always say,
Y'all
we
talk
Marco,
never
good
know you
afternoon.
never know what a fighter
It's
gonna
still
do
morning for me. Good
until
afternoon
the
to
end
you.
of his career.
How you doing, CJ?
You know.
CJ, don't come on here with that bullshit, CJ.
Not today. Not today.
Man, it's
Do I
Tuesday.
get a
Come with that
bonus entry?
bullshit, CJ. Come with
A
that
bonus
bullshit.
raffle entry from the last one?
What's that? Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, please put that in.
For sure.
That's all.
Yeah, and I agree. Gamboa's probably the fourth best Cuban in my lifetime that turned pro. But, like, they're talking as if, like, Rubiz is still Canadian. And he had that big Mexican in big trouble. Man, Rubiz
Can
is
I
just...
ask y'all? Can I ask y'all something right quick?
Go for
Yeah,
it.
So,
there you
so
go.
we talking about Cuban fight. So Laura just had his fight. He kind of struggled with that dude.
Second
I
best pro.
thought Laura would have beat Janabek. Now I'm thinking a little different. But now
No.
Janabek, if Janabek was if Janabek is using, Janabek ain't nowhere. I ain't think Janabek was that good anyway. But if he using, he really ain't that good.
Nah, that's bullshit. But Lara's the second best Cuban in my lifetime.
Let me tell
And
you.
only Rick and those
No, I
men.
had Laura. That's what I'm saying. I had Laura beating Janabek. But now I think for sure he probably would have beat Janabek.
10 years ago he would have,
Flying
but
face. Janabek was gonna
42.
run through Laura like a hot knife through butter. He was
Yeah,
gonna
with them
knock Laura
drugs
out
in the system.
without the drugs in the system. Laura is 42
Nah, we
years
don't
old.
know what
He
Janabek
was
doing
gonna beat the
without
shit
them
out of Laura.
drugs because he on pot for a couple
He
drugs
was
now.
gonna
It
beat the
wasn't
shit
just
out.
one thing.
Okay, but
You've never seen him fight on
hopefully for
drugs because he's never
And he
failed.
never fought. He never fought a Laura. Shelton. He never
hopefully for
fought a Laura.
Janabek, he stops killing himself and moves up to 68 where he belongs. Because he don't belong at 60.
No, we
It
not
said-
gonna do the weight
68.
clause. We not gonna do
Lengthy.
the weight thing, bro.
Move
He
on up to
cheated.
68. Because you damn near died trying to make 60 like 2 fights ago.
No, he
Move
probably
up to
damn near
68
died
where
because
you
he had too
belong.
many drugs in his
And let's see what
system.
you got. Yeah, well,
He's never
whatever.
failed. He's
I
never
mean,
failed to fought.
you like Laura, and you can think that old man is going to actually beat somebody, but he's not. He's not going to beat Carlos Adames. He's not going to beat nobody down there young.
Did he just lose?
Nobody.
Did he just lose?
He beat another old washed up dude.
He didn't. He didn't lose. He
beat
made
another
the
old
weight.
washed up dude.
He
I'm
did
talking about
everything
the
it took
guys
to be
down
to
there.
do a champ. He did everything it takes to be a champion and
Okay,
stay a
put him in there. Put
champion.
his ass in there with
And
Adames.
Janabek
And let's see what
took a
happens.
short road and fucked his name up.
Janabek's not coming back to 60. Janabek is done. He's going to be out for 2 years. They're going to suspend him.
So
We
what they
ain't talking
gonna
about
do with the
Janabek.
belts?
You
What
got
they gonna
Carlos
do with the
Adames
belts
down
now?
Hey,
They
What
become
do they do with the
vacant.
belts? Because wasn't
vacant.
Crawford supposed to fight the winner of that fight, the Janabek and Laura fight? So now
Nick is
it's all
letting
messed
Crawford
up.
fight for belts. He doesn't
I
pay.
hate to break it up, fellas, but I gotta
going
get out of
down there
here.
fucking with him. He might go down. I don't know. He might go down there and fight Laura. I don't want to see it because Bud gonna beat the shit out of Laura. I don't want to see that.
I gotta get out of here, fellas.
So,
But I'll
you
be
know,
back on tonight.
they
All
might
right?
make it.
Salute.
I appreciate
Sounds
you.
good.
All right,
One.
later on, bro.